Fans. Was that live already? No, I don't think so. I have no idea. Anyway, good afternoon and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. That was a hard-fought one. Was it a hard-fought one, or was it just, yeah. Just this a second. Live already? No, I don't think so. I have no idea. PS3. Anyway, good afternoon and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. Stephen Johnson's in the house, Pubcat's in the house. Slightly concerned that we struggled against the long ball. I don't think it was struggled against the long ball. I think that we're pushing too far up, and it's always the chance that teams have, especially when that was Liam Scales is playing. It's definitely when Liam Scales is playing. Slightly concerned that we struggled against the long ball. When Greg Taylor comes in for the left, I think we struggled against the long ball. It does open up a gap, and teams push them too far up on, and it's always the chance. When you look at it, Kasper Schmeichel was the man of the match, especially when the first half of missing. For me, Liam Scales is playing. Adam Eder tries to flick the ball into the back of the net. Slightly concerned that we struggled against the long ball. I think he just tries comes in from the left. It does open up a gap, and teams push them too far up. And it's always the chance. When you look at it, Kasper Schmeichel was the man of the match, especially when the first half of missing. Tries to flick the ball back here into the net. When it's easier, Adam Eder tries to flick the ball into the back of the net. That we struggled against the long ball. I think he just tries comes in from the left. Keeper makes a good save. It does open up a gap, and Taylor goes in. Up. When you look at it, especially when the first half of shouldn't have echoing now, unless it is because this is on. Yeah, that's on. There we go. Cheers for that, Stephen. Just double check it. It shouldn't be echoing now. Yeah, there we go. That's it done. Yeah, there we go. Echo, 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 echo. Fix the sound. It's fixed now. It is fixed now. It should be. Anyway, we get on. It was a fantastic day, and there's big, massive news when it comes to what we've raised for charity. And I'm just going to get a screenshot of this because we are almost there. We're at 96% of what I aimed to raise for the Celtic Foundation for the first hour that we are live. And let me just get that up here. The Just Given page. And we are on. Are you ready for this? It needs to take up here. Just take up the whole page. And bingo. We're on £967. £967 that we've made it to today, up until this very moment. So thank you to everyone who has donated. We're near that first marker of 1,000. Once it does hit 1,000, I'm going to up it to 2,000, and then hopefully that can continue. If we only reach 1,500 before Boxing Day, so be it, and that'll be a fantastic amount of money that we've managed to raise for the Celtic Foundation. Now, let me just check. That's better. Yeah, it's all better now. It's fixed. It's fixed. But anyway, Kasper Schmeichel. We need to talk about him because if it wasn't for Kasper Schmeichel, the first 45 minutes at Celtic Park, Celtic did dominate the game. Hibs could have scored in the first minute and 30 seconds. And we were unlucky to stay in front. They were unlucky not to be in front. In the first 1 minute and 20 seconds, I think it was, when Hibs had a chance to put the ball in the back of the net, but they didn't. Celtic played their normal game. They played the game that they thought they would play. Too many missed chances. It's the only way to describe the first half. Good movement, but when it comes to the last third, Ernie Engels' goal, cracker. The play from Nico Kuhn and Alistair Johnston was phenomenal today. Alistair Johnston and Nico Kuhn remind me a lot of two players that were at Celtic in the 90s. And one of them does a lot of work with Celtic TV now. And they have a pub called Don McNamara's. Yes. McNamara and Donnelly, that's who they remind me of. And Nico Kuhn and Alistair Johnston they've got that understanding. They've got that understanding that I think that we last really seen on a consistent basis was really McNamara and Donnelly. Casper, man of the match, no question. Yeah, he kept us in it. It was a game where they were unlucky. The left back position he's looked at, Taylor basically played midfield. But that's because that's what he's asked to do by the manager. He's asked to play that position. He played as a midfielder, but when we lost the ball over the top and down fine, we were caught out. He's asked to play that position. It's not a case that we need a new left back. He is asked to play that. He's asked to come inside by the manager. So, I'm not. We don't need a new left back because of that reason. That's just the honest answer. It is just that's the truth, really. I mean, Brendan Rodgers asked them to come inside and play that position. So anyway, I'm going to try and see if we can listen to Brendan Rodgers, because I had to come away from the pub that I was at. I'll just see if Celtic have done anything. There's nothing on YouTube yet. So that means there will be nothing. We'll try. It will only be on Celtic TV, so it will take Celtic TV a while to get them any interviews up. It's not covered by Sky or anything today. Let's see what Sky Sports are saying about it. Nothing. Not a thing. Let's go to the Celtic site and just double check that. Nothing yet. Who's been your man of the match? Here's your nominees. Johnson, Engels, Schmeichel, McGregor. 38 minutes ago, there was 1,254 votes on Twitter. I didn't know that's how they were doing the man of the match these days. There was over 1,254 votes on Twitter, on the Celtic Twitter. I think that's a bit unfair, because not everybody uses Twitter. Anyway, Kasper Schmeichel gets man of the match, which was good for him. Kyogo's goal, absolute cracker. Absolute cracker's goal. But I just think that Adam Ida will feel a little bit let himself down today. Man of the match, Kasper Schmeichel all day long, isn't it? Other players, they performed the way that you would expect them to play. Was it a great game? Not particularly, was it? Big Kasper is the main talking point, if you ask me. He did everything right. I'm just going to jump through 11 clean sheets. That's a phenomenal amount of clean sheets when you think about it. And I think that we're well on our way to having another season where they might not like it, but I think we're going to be invincible. I think we will be invincible this season. Anyway, let's see what else some people were saying about the game today. Goalkeeper, sublime chip. Was that a bit Larsson-like? I mean, when I seen Kyogo score that goal, you're like, there is that little bit in there that just reminds you of Larsson. That little chip right in front of the goalkeeper. And you're thinking, Arne Engels to get on the score sheet. Has Arne Engels silenced his doubters? Has Arne Engels silenced his doubters? And has he done enough to start the game? Let me just get on this a second. And we're a bit later starting today, so let me get the stats up. The stats for the game today: we had 21 shots on target. We had 21 shots in total. We had 11 on target. Possession was down to 76%. Well, it's not too bad. It's around about what we usually have. The passes there was only 752 passes. The pass accuracy, though, this is a good one. It's always a marker that we look at every single game, and it was up to 92%. The last couple of games, it's been around about 82%, 79%, but the pass accuracy for the game today was 92%. And do you know what the good thing was about the game today? When you look at it, let me just get this poll. Just do this. Arne Engels' goal. A lot of people have been giving Arne Engels a bit of grief, saying that he was not worth it, but has Arne Engels' goal changed your mind about him? That's an interesting one. No. 75% say yes, straight in with the votes. And this will be an interesting one, just to see how the Celtic fans react to Arne Engels scoring that goal today. I've got to say he did it well. He had another chance that he should have put up, but got my robot lady in my chat putting up your charity links, Baz. Perfect. Kaiser, even better. You've got a bot attacking the channel. It's all good. Let's get back to the game. When you look at the game overall and you look at those stats, now one thing that comes to mind in the first half is that Celtic were playing the one-touch pass football, the type of football that we've not been playing recently in the SPFL. Now this is... The good thing about this is it bodes well for the Champions League game next week. The fact that Celtic have returned back to the one-touch pass. Now, it's something Brendan Rodgers alluded to in some of the conversations that he's had, some of the interviews that he's had over the past couple of weeks. The fact that Celtic weren't playing the way that he wanted them to. They weren't fast enough. They weren't hitting the ball out fast enough. And I think that today we definitely got back in the first half, and the stats are there to prove it. The first half we went with the one-touch passing stuff, which was absolutely brilliant. And it got the pass accuracy today up to 92%. And now these are the things that Brendan Rodgers will look at after the game. I mean, you could see when Kyogo's goal went in, he's not celebrating. The first thing he's doing is he's looking up at the television. Brendan's looking at the television, waiting on the goal getting replayed, because he's thinking, why he'll be thinking, why is he not doing this all the time? Why is he not playing like this all the time? Brendan Rodgers is always analysing every single opportunity, every single goal, everything that we do. You can see him at the side of the pitch, just analysing it, and I think this is what makes Brendan Rodgers a better manager now than he was the first time that he was at Celtic. I definitely think that he's improved as a manager. Now, the fact that we got the pass accuracy today to 92%, you're going to say, look, it's Hibs, they're at the bottom of the table. Hearts managed to overjump. What happened to that today? I'll need to look at some of the other scores, actually, when we get... in fact, we'll look at the table. And the fixtures that I called today... oh, Jesus. Aberdeen drew 1-1 with St Johnstone. I kind of thought that they might win, but they haven't, so they've slipped further back down the table. Celtic won 3-1. Dundee United with Kilmarnock. I says that might be a Dundee United win, but Kilmarnock managed to get the result, which ultimately has allowed Hearts to jump above Hibernian at the bottom of the table, because Hearts managed to get a result today, which is unbelievable. I never saw that one coming. I thought Dundee would beat Hearts, because Dundee were up in 6th position in the league, and you're thinking, they've been on a good little run, Dundee, but Hearts at home, they've maybe been due a win at home. I mean, you see that Shanklin scored 2 of their goals just in time for transfer window time, or is that the cynic in me? But Shanklin did get booked as well. But in the St Mirren game, I thought St Mirren would win that. I did think St Mirren would just think it, but Motherwell, give them their due, they have closed the gap on Dundee United. And Dundee United just falling that little bit behind now. Yeah, just not a good weekend for Dundee United, really, is it? Anyway, there is games tomorrow. Don't even want to talk about them. But anyway, when you look at the league, Celtic, all that matters is Celtic are top of the table, looking down on everyone else. And where is the league? The SPFL table. No, not that one, because that's the old one. Need to delete that one. Remove. Yeah, there it's there. That one. That's the league table. So let's just click on that, and we shall. League table. We'll make that bigger. Get rid of my coupon, Aberdeen. Just move it down there out the way. So you've got Celtic sitting on 43 points. Aberdeen sitting on 34. Aberdeen are now falling away. The wrong time of the year for them to be losing games. You knew that they wouldn't have the consistency, but I think they still should have enough in their tank. But Rangers they'll be thinking, we've got 2 games now where ultimately we can overtake Aberdeen. And the third team placed the Sevconians they'll be gunning for blood, because they'll see Aberdeen in their sights now with the 2 games in hand, even though they play tomorrow. And then you've got Dundee United play. I mean, how is Aberdeen on 16 games and we're only on 15? It's crazy. It's crazy. But anyway, we've extended our lead at the top of the table. No one's catching Celtic. 55 is almost in the bag. And then you've got Motherwell and Dundee United, who are just doing away in 4th and 5th. It is unfortunate that Aberdeen have started dropping points at this time of year. It's not great. But our main concern is the fact that Celtic are managing to get a little bit of a gap between ourselves and everyone else. Now, remember, we do have the Just Given page and the Just Given for, and there was a good little piece today at half-time on Celtic TV. There was a good little piece today on the work that the Celtic Foundation do for Refugee in Glasgow. Yes, a fantastic organisation that does a lot for refugees in Glasgow, and the Celtic Foundation fund that, but the best part is 20 grand. Yep, £20,000 they've funded it within the last year alone, which is a fantastic amount of money to fund that type of organisation. And we are doing a Boxing Day Live event, and the Boxing Day Live has crossed over the 96% barrier. Yes, we're at £967. We are at £967. I'm just updated just to check. Yep, £967. So we're close to that £1,000 target, but it doesn't stop there. Once we reach the £1,000 target, we will be crossing it, and we will be changing the target to £2,000. Yes, the target will be changed to £2,000 to try and get me on YouTube for a whole of 2 hours on Boxing Day before and. It'll be in one continuous round. So if it's 2 hours before the game, so be it. And if it's an hour before the game, and then it goes on to be, say we managed to get £3,000 on Boxing Day, that'll mean I'm on during a watch along, which would be fun on Boxing Day. But anyway, that is Boxing Day sorted out, and I'm absolutely over the moon with the amount of money that we have collected. Now, one standout moment in the game today was when Hibs were through 1-on-1 with Schmeichel. And there was quite a few occasions, actually, he was 1-on-1 with Schmeichel, and Schmeichel just did what Schmeichel did. He was absolutely brilliant. Man of the match for me all day long. Big standout players today was Alistair Johnson and Nico Kuhn. One player that I noticed that was getting an absolute earful from Callum McGregor was Luke McCowan. Luke McCowan was getting an earful from McGregor during the game, telling him he'd be in this position and tell him, and just coaching him really. But you could see him like pointing at him and shouting at him and saying, look, you need to be there. Kaiser says an amazing amount of money buys for this time of year. Kaiser, it is unbelievable. And especially at this time of year. Christmas is a hard time for everyone. Everyone's trying to save up for Christmas. Everyone's trying to overspend on family and friends and kids and just even themselves. And the fact that we have managed to raise over £967 on the first week of December is unbelievable. Now, the Celtic Foundation, we're doing a collection today at Celtic Park, so it'll be interesting to see how much they got with that. Now, I did ask the question, has Arne Engels' goal changed your mind about him? And it seems to be a bit like an independence vote in Scotland. 45% say yes, and no say 55%. Shouldn't I use that analogy? And blessed are the charitable. Yes, Kaiser, exactly. Right, we've been on for around about 18 minutes we've been talking for. I'm going to jump into the comments section. I'm not expecting too many people on today because we were a little bit later starting off. Obviously, we've got the echo thing sorted. And then Naomi says, that's 11 clean sheets. Fantastic. In January, we get a new left back. People talking about the left back position. I mean, understand why you're saying it. And there was times, I mean, Greg Taylor plays the position brilliantly. He does what he's asked by the manager. He plays the inverted left back position absolutely brilliant, and he just doesn't get back fast enough. And when you've got Liam Scales, I mean, there was one point that Liam Scales did a fucking cock up, and you're thinking, you know, that's typical Scales, but it is what it is. Our defence wasn't impressive today. Got caught too many times with the ball over the top. That's because people know that Scales doesn't have the pace that Trusty has. So you're going to target, and plus the fact that when Greg Taylor comes from the left-back position into that midfield, I mean, he was even on the right wing at one point. It leaves a massive gap at that side. So that then pulls over Liam Scales right to it. And, you could rip teams apart. And if we do that in the Champions League, which I don't think we will, I think we'll play a little bit more defensive in the Champions League this week. I can't see us playing that type of football at all. I think watching the game, it will definitely be more defensive. I'm waiting on Celtic TV putting out something for Brendan, but they've put out absolutely nothing. They do know that they're in control of the narrative here, and they're just now, obviously, went with the media and stuff. Obviously, they've done it on Celtic TV, but for a lot of people around the world that don't have Celtic TV, they're now sitting waiting on interviews. And in the modern day, I think it's in the modern day, Celtic can do things a bit quicker than what they do, but the organisation is what it is. Not a thing from Celtic yet. Unbelievable. Obviously, they've maybe had something on the radio and stuff, but anyway, it is what it is. So yeah, let's jump back into the comments and see what people are saying. Kaizen says, "Yo, legend." Paradise Found said that the defence wasn't that impressive today, got caught too many times. Kyogo, a flashback to the King and Kings with that goal. Yeah, I said that earlier. And you could see Brendan Rodgers, he never celebrated the goal. He's looking up at the screens and he's waiting on Celtic TV. Show me that goal, show me the goal. And he took it, brilliant. Fair play to Hibs for actually playing it. Yes, and you've got to say that. I mean, I know the Hibs ultimately got beat, but fair play for Hibs for actually having a go and actually wanting to play football. And I think that's where Aberdeen let themselves down. I think that if Aberdeen had pushed to play football the whole game, I think that they could have got something a bit more at the game than what they did. But it is what it is. Anyway, Liam says fair play to Hibs for actually playing game. Big man up front, too static. Okay, there to take the ball down and lay it off again. Lack of movement. It's kind of hard to have a lot of movement in that when you're in that forward position when there's 5 at the back. You have to remember that they played 5 at the back, so I'm not going to have too much of a dig. The only dig I'm going to have at Adam Ida is he should have had 2 goals. He should have had 2 goals. A good striker scoring 2 goals today, and that's all I'll say about that. A top class striker is putting both those chances away. I think we had too many missed chances the first half, and ultimately Adam Ida was the culprit. You could say that the one that Scales hit, he hits at the keeper, but anyway. Dan Cassie says that the Kyogo was a peach of a goal. It was that. It's all about 3 points. It is all about 3 points. And Andrew says, can I give Zagreb that freedom in front of goal? Because they'll not miss. Not exactly. They'll definitely not miss. But when you look at the team will be completely changed for the Champions League. So don't worry about. I think Greg Taylor even might come out of the team, and Alex Bailly might come in. I voted no because I've always said it needs time to settle, says Alan when we're looking at the poll. Has Andy Ingles' goal today changed their mind about him? And it's at yes is at 43%, no is at 57%. There's only 75 votes. There's been over 530 people on the live so far. Kaiser says it didn't change my mind about Ingles because I have faith he will be great. I think he's going to be great anyway. Didn't see the options for a poll for us back Ingles in the first place. Well, there is. Really? Anyway, it is what it is. Michael says, don't have to change my mind, he's quality. He is a quality player, but there's a lot of people in the Celtic fan base that are saying that he's not that good and he should be sold, unbelievably enough. But it's just fans are what they are, isn't it? Ida's still nowhere near, needs to be more movement and needs to take his chances. It's like I said, James, I don't think that Adam Ida's movement was the biggest problem today. I think it was the fact that he wasn't getting enough help from the wingers coming into the box, and when you've got 5 sitting in defence, it's hard for a lone striker to get a lot of movement and hold the ball up when there's 5 defenders in the box. You know, you've not got a lot of room there. I'd like to see how Chris Sutton, John Hartson and Henrik Larsson would have coped with this type of football. because it's a completely different game. It's a completely different game from what the type of football that they were used to back in the early 2000s. I mean, they never had to defend 5 people in the box, 5 defenders for 70 or 80 minutes. The game was more open then. Teams were more attacking. Teams would have a go at Celtic. I mean, even though that ultimately they were going to get beat, at least football was different then, and management was different then. And it all comes down to the way that the teams are managed. But you've got to say, Hibs done a good job today. Stephen, don't tune into the Scottish mainstream media. Stress fan channels, Google's all you need. Kaiser, send the Dons, Rocky Palmer, Yang and Ohm to help them maintain the second. Yeah, how did you feel that Yang did? I mean, Celtic TV were getting a little bit excited when Yang puts one past the post. And, I mean, it was never going on target. If he'd brought his head up, that Yang opportunity that he had, if he nips inside, and if he just puts his head up, he would have seen that he was this side of the post too much. I mean, I know he was trying to just put it on the inside, but he was never on target. You've got to get the ball on target. And Yang's just, the side-to-side, the overlapping thing that he tries to do with his feet, he's not a Maradona. He's definitely not a Cristiano Ronaldo. So that kind of trickery, for me, it only goes down if it works. And he doesn't have it in him to sort of get past the players. I mean, he's a good player. Is he better than Palmer? Some people will say yes, but the two of them are about as equal as each other, which is why Brendan Rodgers is wanting a new left winger. I love that mob paint for even more. Is that Danny Boy shouts? I'm going to jump through the comments. Thomas Elliott says, I was worried about Bruges match, but very confident about beating Zagreb. Zagreb was always... I thought Bruges was going to be an easy walkover, but it wasn't. I think that the Zagreb... For me, I had Bruges as a win, a home win, and I had Zagreb as an away draw. So we'll have to wait and see. Liam says, Yang was a bit like Palmer for me. He was. I think Brendan knows that. The two of them are quite similar players. They think they're better than what they are. They try to show off. And it's like, just do the easy things. Just do the easy things, and then once you've got the confidence and once you've got the game time, it's not about experience, because they've obviously got that little bit of confidence in them where they think, oh, if I do this, it's going to confuse the player. Not in this day and age. I mean, you can do this, the crossing over the feet thing, and modern day players are just going to stand looking at the ball. They're not looking at your eye. They're looking at the ball, waiting to see which way the ball's going to move, and then they make their move. I just think that he was okay, but he never set the header on fire. Let's put it that way. He definitely never set the header on fire. Anyway, who wants to listen to Brendan Rodgers? Let's listen to Brendan Rodgers on the match today. We'll get this one in early. We'll just skip this and let's listen to Brendan Rodgers.
Game of football.
Yeah, probably a few pointers. I thought it was a very, very good win in terms of our midweek game, travel and tough game physically, and obviously Hibs having a full week to prepare. So in the end, 3 very, very good goals and fantastic win. I thought our pressing was nowhere near the level that we would expect and want. So and then because of that, we were reliant on our world-class goalkeeper, who made some brilliant saves for us. So in terms of a victory, it was a great win. Pressing and level of pressing and synchronisation, which sometimes can happen when we don't see it so much, but sometimes making the changes can bring that. But still, I would expect better. But overall, we scored 3 very, very good goals.
Should have been 5 though, really. It should have been 5 or 6 today.
And you mentioned a world-class goalkeeper. He's come away with a man of the match, which is a rare thing for a goalkeeper at Celtic Park in a home match, but he's thoroughly deserving of it. And of course, right at the very beginning, that first save has kind of set up the rest of the day for him. He was excellent.
Yeah, because an away team coming to here gets that first goal, then gives them an even extra motivation to stay in the game. And then you have to work even harder in the game. But no, yeah, he's, like I said, he's top international goalkeeper that we have, and we need him today.
Two good goalkeepers. I thought that there were other chances actually to score more than the three, but if I reflect on the goals, that first one has Alistair Johnson doing something, and I've just spoke to him about that he seems to be doing more of, getting to the byline, and we're pleased to see Arne Engels just inside the 6-yard box putting it away.
Yeah, we had a few there to put it in. I think for Arne it's great when he plays that high 8 that's getting in the box. That's the role of that player, so he gets in just in front of Adam, gets the goal, so that's great for him. But as you say, Ali's been doing that all season, his goals and assists for the team, as well as his defensive stuff. You know, you've seen his race in the first half as well, where he outpaced their wide player who's really quick, and yeah, we needed that. So but yeah, like you say, both goalkeepers making saves from chances that were created.
Second and the third goals, the second one comes from a set play, which is something that we've seen more of also. And I think the third goal, it's a wonderful pass from James Forrest and probably an even better touch and finish from Kyogo.
Yeah, I think it's a huge credit to Gavin Strachan, Greg Wallace, who the guys that are obviously working on our set pieces. They get specific role to do that, and I think you've seen that this year. We've been much better, much more efficient in that side, so it's a big credit to them. Great delivery in. And then the third goal, like you say, it's a brilliant finish, but it all comes from the defending that we want to see. The game breaks down. Jamesy presses it, he blindside presses it, wins it back, and then he makes the pass, and the wee guy has an amazing touch and finish. So that really gave us comfort going into the last period of the game.
No time to rest on your laurels. It's a very tough trip to Zagreb, and Nicholas Kuna's gone off at half time, and you've obviously made a number of changes. Is there anything to concern us there with any of the changes or the squad looking forward?
No, we're all come through, able to recover some players today, which was great, give others game time, and sets us up perfectly now for Tuesday.
Well done again today.
Cheers, thank you. Thanks.
Brendan Rodgers talking after the game today, and we have some fantastic news for you. We do have some fantastic news, and I have just right now changed the total. I have just changed the total from one.
Both managers are leading.
Jesus, calm yourself. Getting a bit excited there. I have just officially changed the target from £1,000 to £2,000. The target has been met. We are officially on YouTube for 1 hour on Boxing Day. Well done, everyone. Well done. Absolutely well done to everyone who has donated. The current amount actually is weird because it's £999.53 that has been donated because there's been a lot of US dollars donated. But with the gift aid, we've also got £123.18 in gift aid. So we're well over the £1,000 mark, although it does show us that we are sitting on £1,000. Absolutely well done. I will just take a little screenshot of this just to get it on. Take a screenshot of that and get that up. Absolutely over the moon. Let's just get the Just Given image up. It doesn't let me share the full screen, so I'm having to take screenshots. But if you click on the Just Given page, you'll see that we've done it. We are now on 49% of our target. We have raised £1,000. Absolutely massive achievement by everyone. The whole 40 people that had 40 people. That's unbelievable that 40 different people have helped us get to that 1,000 marker. And we are only 6 days. Yes, we've only been raising money for 6 days and we have hit our first target. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And thank you to, I think it was Stephen Johnson that just got us over there. Thank you to Stephen Johnson. I think it was, there you go. You have some money, buddy. It says Stephen Johnson. You should have, thank you, Stephen. You are some man. A big, massive shout out to Stephen Johnson, who got us over the £1,000 mark limit. Yes, we are. We are on officially. That is it. Boxing Day. We are on officially for 1 hour. 1 hour. The next target is £2,000. we need to just slow down a bit. I'm going to end up being on. I'm going to be on YouTube all day on Boxing Day, innit? Well, I've got. Any of you's got a catheter I can get a use of. Stephen Johnson, absolute amazing. Kaiser, yes, thanking Stephen Johnson. Kaiser, thank you for that. Stephen Johnson for pushing us over the 1K mark. Absolutely fantastic. Great piece of 3 points, 3 great saves, 3 goals, job done. And also as well, we hit the £1,000 target thanks to Stephen Johnston. I'm over the moon with that. Absolutely over the moon, honestly. It is just unbelievable. James Waugh, 19 minutes ago. Sarah Ann, 20 minutes ago. Putting in something as well. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Thank you to everyone who... I am totally gobsmacked. That was Brendan Rodgers on the match. Let me see if Celtic are going to get anyone out. They probably will be about another 10 or 15 minutes before Celtic get anyone else put out for their... I'll tell you one thing. Joe Hart's doing some amount of... interesting. I'm all over the place now because we've reached that target. It is unbelievable. 6 minutes ago, we can also listen in to Alistair Johnston and Kasper Schmeichel. So we're all listening to Alistair Johnston and Kasper Schmeichel now. And just a second or two, let me just get this volume back up. That's fine. So we will listen to Alistair Johnston and Kasper Schmeichel.
It's 3 points, 3 goals. It's a clean sheet, but can you describe the game? Because it felt like much more than that today.
Yeah, it was a difficult one, honestly. To get out of there with 3-0, the scoreline probably deceives a little bit. This man stood on his head, made some big saves, especially early on. Even actually at the end too, what am I saying? Whole 90 minutes he made some big saves for us and kept us in that. But again, that's what we're paying the big dollars for, isn't it?
Yeah, and as you said, it kind of set the tone from the start. It was a fantastic performance, and I'll come to that in a moment. But the first goal was also key, and you played a huge part in that. And it's something that we've seen more of from you this season. Is it coming from the training ground?
Yeah, it's again building that connection. I built a really good one with Nick. He understands when to play me on the overlap, and again, guys know when I get to the end line to get through that near post. And again, I think it was a fairly routine finish for Arne in the end. So happy for him to get on the score sheet, and again, happy to get that early goal. He made a massive save at the start of the match, and then getting that one kind of settled the nerves a little bit. And I think we had a better match from then on.
Kasper, I'll turn to you now. There were countless saves out there, but there have been games here at Celtic Park where you've been a spectator for a long time. So is part of you take a bit of pride in that performance?
Definitely not been a spectator. No, listen, goalkeeping has evolved. It's rare you have games like that where you have a lot of saves. Everything is with your feet these days. And I think that's the role I play here. But my job essentially is to keep the ball out of the net, and today was a good day.
And how significant is it for the side when teams are creating chances that you still come away from here with not only the points but again a clean sheet? Because I could see how much that meant to you and the others towards the end.
Listen, at the end of the day, it's all about winning. Clean sheets are nice, but they're not the most important thing. They're not the end of the world. But it always gives you a platform to go and win. My job is to keep the team in the game, and then it's up to this lot to go and finish the game off.
And next up is a trip to Zagreb. You'll be hoping that everyone is fit and raring to go for what will be a huge challenge.
Yeah, it'll be a big challenge. Tough game, tough place to go, but I think we've shown this season, we've been able to adapt to lots of different types of games, lots of different conditions, and Tuesday will be no different. But yeah, looking forward to it.
Well, you finished the game with an anthem from the Celtic support, and also the Daffabet Man of the Match award. So, Alistair, I'll ask you to do the honours. Well done, guys. Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
That's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely, you've got to say, Kasper Schmeichel as a player. Kasper Schmeichel is loving his football just now. The smile on Kasper Schmeichel's face is that's a guy that is in. Do you know he's in a happy place? Brendan Rodgers has a master squad. It's not bank details, David. It's Just Given page. Kaiser, if you can put the Just Given page up for us again. Unbelievable. I'm just looking at that total again. And then Kasper Schmeichel. Yeah, Kasper Schmeichel is a player that is absolutely loving loving what he's doing, and you know, he can go on next year, no worries whatsoever. I have no qualms about Kasper Schmeichel staying at Celtic longer than people think that he might. You know, he's a fantastic goalkeeper. Cheers for that, Kaiser. See all the money that you're raising. Why don't you start paying the victims? Oh, look, there's somebody that's. Oh, you subscribe to the channel. You subscribe to the channel just to have your little moment. And you know what happens when you have your little moment? Is you're never seen again on the channel. Because I've got this thing on YouTube and it says, hide user from channel. And you're never gone. Just like that. Poof! Disappeared into the ether. You've subscribed to the channel, you know, and you've waited your time. And, yep, you've done that. And that's all you've got to say for yourself. Pay the victims. Pay the fucking victims. Anyway, LSTU, thanks. Just waiting for that comment. That's you gone. Forever hold your wish, as we say. Right, I'm going to finish up the poll. You must be raging that Celtic fans are raising that money, eh? Fucking Fenian bastards. Fucking Fenian bastards, man. He's fucking raising money for fucking charity. Fucking dirty Fenian bastard. I'll fucking show him. Fucking wanker. Anyway, absolutely hilarious. Yeah, absolute donkey end. Anyway, we have had 118 votes, and I asked the question: has Arne Engels' goal changed your mind about the player? I was thinking that, but his jealousy is terrible. It's unbelievable. I'm going to end the poll on 118 votes, and it comes back to the one thing, and it says that yes, 41%, no says 58%. He's a young player. Can be the 55 over the. Oh man, that'll be after Christmas. I think that we should crowdfund for somebody to get a plane and fly over Ibrox with the 55 champions winners and just fly right over the top of them, and then get seagulls flying over them. If I had the wings of a shite on the bastards below. Anyway, Alan Knotts, I agree. Not produced what we expect, but give him time. He'll be excellent in midfield. We need to be patient. Sarah Ann, yes, the Bazathon is on. We have started like we mean to go on. And do you know what? It must be terrible sitting on the other side of the Bazathon. Don't call it that. Jesus, the missus will think she's getting lucky. I think he's a smashing player, by the way. I think he's a smashing player as well. And I just wanted to get the feel of the fans as we have officially crossed over that 1,000 threshold. But I have changed the target. Yes, I have changed the target. And let me just log out of this so that it shows you the screen a little bit better. Yep, it is now changed to 49% of raised. And we're now looking to hit the £2,000 target. So absolutely amazing. Thank you to everyone. What a fantastic day it has been. Baz, get off the Swally. Bernard Cassidy, I'm not on the Swally, but just think about, use lot will be in Boxing Day. Having to listen to me on YouTube. If I had the wings of Sparry, if I had the arse of a crow. There you go. It's been a smashing, absolutely smashing day. There is only 48 thumbs up. There's been over 800 people on the live this afternoon, and there is currently 166 people on. It's time for me to go and spend some time with the good lady. Thank you to everyone, and I mean it. Thank you to everyone that has. I'll just get this back up. Thank you to everyone who has donated. Big shout out to Stephen Johnson, who got us over that threshold, but you'll see that it's changed. We're now at 49%. We're at £1,000, and next stop is 2,000. Next stop is 2,000, which will mean that we'll be on for 2 hours on the day. A fantastic amount of money that's raised for charities in and around Glasgow that will go to the Celtic Foundation. The Just Giving page is along here, and it is in the chat. It is also in the description of this video if you wish to give after the live is finished, and it will be in every video up until then. I will push this on every single video 2 or 3 times a day right up until Christmas Day. And even on Christmas Day, we're their Christmas special. Remember, there will be a Christmas special coming out 3 o'clock Christmas Day. And on that note, from a very, very humble person, there's not often that I get stuck for words